creating really an illusion of a frozen waterfall, but the water still continues to flow beneath the ice.
Yeah, we kind of see that at Multnomah Falls. When we get the mist, it goes there. And for a lot of folks, that's when they want to go to Multnomah Falls, when you see the frozen mist like that. And it looks like the fall's standing still, but the water's always running underneath there.
Yeah, you can always tell by the sound.
Yeah.
Still hear it.
Yeah. What's happening out there right now?
Well, we could see frozen Multnomah Falls sites like that here in the coming days. Yeah, as our temperatures, at least right now on the comfortable side, falling back into the upper 40s, clear skies, but a little bit of haze is also starting to develop. That's where our air quality is suffering ever so slightly, falling back to the moderate level with a beautiful sunset view out over Mount Hood from our Hotel Indigo Kirkland Tower camera. But you can really kind of see those reds, all a good indication of the air pollutants that is still hovering through the valley locations. No need to fret, though. We'll kind of clear out all of those pollutants as we prepare for an atmospheric river to start to take shape. It comes in the form of an increase in cloud coverage tonight. Temperatures falling back to about 31 degrees with winds out the northwest at about 2 to 4. And we are seeing our temperatures impacted tomorrow. Slightly cooler than the low 50s we've been accustomed to over the past few days as those clouds stick around. But the rain showers, they will start to ramp up after sunset closer to the midnight hour. As a ridge of high pressure continues to build, it will start to shrink, shifting its way further to the south. That will help for an atmospheric river to open up and push its way back into western Oregon and southwest Washington. And that's going to coincide with a trough of cooler air diving its way back into our region. So with the increased moisture and that trough of cool air, that is the perfect combination for the potential of winter weather returning its way as low as the valley floors. Our snow elevation levels are expected to nosedive Saturday into Sunday. It's Monday and Tuesday that looks to be closest to the valley floor, but will we have enough available moisture at that point in time to actually see any of those snowflakes come to fruition? That's the big question. Now, over the past several days, we've been building our confidence as we approach this system, but we're really kind of highlighting the first couple of days of the month of February as we do have that potential for the moisture and cooler temperatures to create a bit of a wintry mix for us. As our futurecast shows, the atmospheric river, rains and wind arrive late Thursday night into the start of the day Friday. Stay with us for much of Friday. It's Saturday, though. Those colder temperatures find their way into the valley locations. That's where we could potentially see a few snowflakes try to approach much of the coast range, but also the valley floor for us up and down the I-5 corridor. You can see those temperatures even into Monday. That's where we will be flirting with the freezing mark. So some of the available moisture could fall in the form of a snowflake or two. Again, nothing is guaranteed. It's still several days out, but the potential, it is there, taking us all the way into Wednesday, where again, we kind of flip-flop back and forth between the rain potential and maybe some very wet snowflakes. So keep in mind when we look at these long-range models that a lot of this accumulation will be lost due to melting, but they're both kind of honing in on slightly drier conditions stretching anywhere from McMinnville to Newburgh to Hillsborough, Washington County. That's a better chance of where the snow potential is going to be at its least active. But the Portland metro area may be seeing a snowflake or two, maybe it piling up on the grassy spots for maybe an hour or so. A better chance if you're above 500 feet to 1,000 feet, as the road impacts look to be less than impactful as we've been so warm. But keep in mind, the month of February, typically a snowy month for us. On average, we see just over about 1.5 inches. Not to say that that will come to fruition, but it is a potential as we work our way into the second month of 2025. But the good news is we'll be piling up the snow over Mount Hood in feet, rebuilding back up that base layer that started to shrink as our 7-day forecast has those weather alerts in place. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's because we'll have multiple days close to freezing, especially with those early morning lows, that the chance of a snowflake or two surviving on the surface is just a little bit greater. But even as early as Saturday night, we could pick up on an isolated snowflake or two. Again, this is not something that everybody will see. It's all going to be dependent on your elevation.
Oh gosh, and that's why I'm saying it over and over again. We're going to just have to track this forecast very closely with you and our weather team.
We'll be keeping a close eye on that.
Josh, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, President Trump promised no tax on tips while on the campaign trail. We're getting the first look at how that plan might actually work.